friends, Hyper 131, good morning. We're getting ready for circle time. Can we say crisscross applesauce? Hands in our lap, eyes on our teachers, and listening ears on. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, and how do you do? Good morning to Isaac. Good morning to Benjamin. Good morning to Ava. Good morning to Emmy. Good morning to Kenton. Good morning to Noah. Good morning, Ethan A. Good morning to Ellie. Good morning to Aurora. Good morning to Frankie. Good morning to Adeline. Good morning to Xander. Good morning to Evangeline. Good morning to Ethan L. Good morning to Nathan. Good morning, Miss Rachel. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, and how do you do? Good morning, friends. We're going to do our calendar, and then we're going to talk about the 10 plagues today. So, let's start with our calendar. We're going to do our months of the year. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 12 months of the year. Do you remember what month it is? September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. It's the month of April. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. So today is, well, let's see, yesterday was Monday, today is Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. If today's Tuesday, what's tomorrow? Wednesday. So today's Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday. The weather today is not as sunny as it was yesterday. We're going to see a little bit more clouds in the sky. So it's called partly cloudy. So we're going to see some clouds and some sun in the sky today. So it's a partly cloudy day. The month is April. The season is spring. The year here is 2020, and the year in Israel is 5778. Oops, I'm sorry. It's 5780 in Israel. So it's the year of 5780. And we're going to count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Today is the 7th day of April. So it's April, Tuesday the 7th. Alrighty. So my friends, today we're going to learn a new song about the 10 plagues. We're going to read a story about the 10 plagues. And then I'm going to show you some really cool stuff that I have in my plague bag. It's called my plague bag. And it has the Passover plagues in it. Alright? Alright, so let's start. Well, let's start with the one song that we really, really know that we learned yesterday about the frogs, because frogs was one of the plagues. One morning when Pharaoh awoke in his bed, there were frogs in his bed and frogs on his head, frogs on his nose and frogs on his toes. Frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere. At noon Pharaoh said, "What a mess I am in." There were frogs on his skin and frogs on his chin, frogs on his knees and frogs in his tea. Frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere. Late Afternoon Pharaoh was ready to cry. There was frogs in his pie and frogs in his eye. Frogs on the land, hiding in the sand. Frogs here, frogs there. Frogs were jumping everywhere. Froggies, they were jumping all over the place. Frogs was one of the 10 plagues. Ahad, Shtaim, Shalosh, Arba, Hamesh, Shesh, Sheva, Shmona, Tesa, Eser. 10 plagues. All right, we're going to sing our song about the 10 plagues, and then we are going to read our story about the 10 plagues, and then we'll take a look at them. All right. Then God sent plague number 1. Turn the Nile into blood. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 2. Jumping frogs all over you. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 3. Swarms of gnats from head to knees. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 4. Filthy flies, need we say more? All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 5. All the livestock up and died. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 6. Boils and sores made us feel sick. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 7. Hail and lightning came down from heaven. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 8. Locusts came in, now they sure ate. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 9. Total darkness all the time. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. They told Pharaoh, let them go. Then God sent plague number 10. Pharaoh's son left. Now then he gave in. All the people in Egypt were feeling pretty low. Finally, Pharaoh let them go. Whew. That is a lot of plagues to think about. And that's a new song that Miss Rachel looked up this year. So hopefully you liked it. We'll have to practice it again for the rest of the week. Alrighty. We're going to read a story called Let My People Go. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the 10 plagues. So let's go through the song that we just sang and actually talk about the 10 plagues. So the first plague in the song was they turned all the water to blood. God turned the water to blood. So nobody could drink it because yucky. We don't want to do that. So that was plague number 1. Number 2 was the frogs. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. The frogs were jumping all over the place. Plague number 3 was the gnats, or the icky bugs jumping all over the place. Oh, bugs crawling all over and bugs jumping all over the place. The next plague was the flies. So the flies were flying all over the place and landing all over you, just like the bugs. The icky crawly bugs, flies and bugs. So that was plague number 4. Plague number 5 was all the livestock got really sick. Oh, they got really sick. So God made all the livestock got sick. And so that was plague number 5. Plague number 6 was boils. It's like having bumps all over your bodies, and they were very hurtful. So we had boils. Plague number 7 was hail and lightning. So we got big pieces of ice called hail that fell from the sky. So there was big pieces of hail. That was number 6. Oh, I'm sorry, that was number 7. Number 8 was all the locusts, the big creepy locust bugs flying in and eating all the plants. That was plague number 8. Plague number 9 was total darkness. Darkness all the time. There was total darkness all the time. That was plague number 9. And then plague number 10 was Pharaoh's son had to go away. And that made Pharaoh very sad. So, of course, by then he said, I don't want my son to go away. So he wanted all the Jewish people to leave. So God would stop sending plagues and Egypt would be back to normal. So he said, go, go, go. Take the Jewish people and go. So finally, Pharaoh let everyone go after the 10th plague. It only took 10 plagues later. So we're going to read our story called Let My People Go. And it also reinforces the 10 plagues. All right, so we're going to put our plagues away in there. Put our little plague bag away. It's always good to have one of those little plague bags. They're really cool. All righty, and let's see. Let's get our story. Let my people go. All right, I'm going to read you the page, and then I'm going to show you the pictures. A burning bush, and it began. Who talked to Moses from the burning bush? Do you remember? Was it God? Yes, God said, Moses, go free the Jewish people. As God told Moses, here's my plan, but Moses was a simple man. He said, I just don't think I can. Poor Moses. God wouldn't hear the answer no. He said, with Aaron, you will go to lead my people from Pharaoh. Tell him that your God said so. So he said, go save the people. So Moses spoke to mean Pharaoh. Our God says, let my people go. And Pharaoh shouted, no, no, no. A big mistake. He didn't know that God would deal a mighty blow. Look, he's very mean. He's telling Moses, no, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. This is plague number 1. Egyptians to the Pharaoh said, their God has turned our water red. Remember? Turned it to blood. Then Moses spoke to mean Pharaoh. Our God says, let my people go. And Pharaoh shouted, no, no, no. So we turned all the water to blood. A plague, a plague, a plague. Plague number 2. Frogs were Pharaoh's next nightmare, he cried. So Moses prayed and the frogs were gone. Then Moses spoke to mean Pharaoh. Our God says, let my people go. And Pharaoh shouted, no, no, no. So there was frogs all over Pharaoh. He did not like that. A plague, a plague, a plague. Plague number 3. Egyptians cried, oh no, now gnats covering cows and dogs and cats, covering us from head to toe. Please, Pharaoh, let our people go. Then Moses spoke to mean Pharaoh. Our God says, let my people go. And Pharaoh shouted, no, no, no. So all the gnats were landing all over the people and the animals. And Pharaoh was very angry and still said, no, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. This is plague number 4. God spread the ground with nasty flies, but Pharaoh answered only lies. I'll let your people leave this place. Just get these flies out of my face. When Moses says it's done, we'll go. Pharaoh shouted, no, no, no. Pharaoh's not being very nice. A plague, a plague, a plague. Plague number 5. Hear our cry. Soon animals began to die. Egyptians pleaded, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, why? But Pharaoh still would not comply. That means he still didn't follow the rules. Then Moses spoke to mean Pharaoh. Our God says, let our people go. And Pharaoh said, no, no, no. A plague, a plague, a plague. This is plague number 6. Egyptians moaned and cried in dread to see their skin turn purpley red, and nasty boils begin to spread. But Pharaoh was an old hardhead. When Moses spoke to mean Pharaoh, our God says, let my people go. Pharaoh shouted, no, no, no. Oh, this Pharaoh. What's it going to take, Pharaoh? Oh. Number 7. This is plague number 7. A plague, a plague, a plague. God continued the campaign with hail and thunder and mighty rain. They've never been a worse event. It looked like Pharaoh might relent, which means he might change his mind. When Moses spoke to mean Pharaoh, our God says, let my people go. What do you think Pharaoh said? No, no, no. This Pharaoh. Plague number 8. Now God sent down a new command, and Moses with his outstretched hand sent hungry locusts through the land. Said Pharaoh, this I cannot stand. Leave Egypt now as you have planned. But when the people packed to go, Pharaoh shouted, no, no, no. Oh, that Pharaoh, he is something else. Plague number 9. He doesn't have much more time left. A plague, a plague, a plague. Then Egypt had sent 3 days of night, while Israelites enjoyed God's light. So Pharaoh, tired of the fight, said, wives and children all can go. You cannot take your livestock, though. He really didn't mean it so, and soon was shouting, no, no, no. Oh, that's it. He only has one more. One more, guys. Plague number 10. A plague, a plague, a plague. God through Moses said, beware, this plague is bad beyond compare. Pharaoh's son has to leave Egypt. But, sons of Israel, I will spare you. You do not have to leave. But listen now, you must prepare. They must prepare because Pharaoh didn't want his son to leave Egypt, so he's going to let the Jewish people go. And as God struck his final blow, Pharaoh shouted, go, go, go. And they're all leaving Egypt. He was very sad. He didn't want his son to have to leave Egypt, so he told the Jewish people to leave Egypt instead. The end. And they were all very happy. Alrighty, my friends. So we're all done our circle time today. Hope you enjoyed learning about the 10 plagues. Today, later on YouTube, I'm going to put a video out there of us making our frog project, which is one of the 10 plagues. So we're going to do that later on YouTube. So check it out. Look for that later. And we're going to sing our goodbye song. Shalom Haverim, Shalom Haverim, Shalom, Shalom. Leitraut, Leitraut, Shalom, Shalom. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye, goodbye. Till we meet again, till we meet again, goodbye, goodbye. Shalom, Yeladim, shalom, children. Have a great day today. Bye.